Most people drift through life on autopilot, letting routines and expectations set their limits. They finish each day tired yet strangely unfulfilled, telling themselves they are just average, that greatness belongs to others with better luck, stronger connections, or shinier credentials. Deep inside, though, a quiet question refuses to be silenced: what if I'm meant for more? It surfaces in the hush before sleep, in the mirror on difficult mornings, and in the ache that follows every small surrender of ambition. That persistent tug is not a random impulse, it is evidence that you were never designed to settle for the middle. Average is comfortable because it asks almost nothing new of you. It tells you to hit the snooze button, to keep opinions quiet, to chase distractions instead of growth. It rewards familiar habits with fleeting comfort and shields you from criticism by ensuring you never stand out enough to be judged. But average also steals the spark in your eyes, the excitement in your pulse, and the stories you could someday tell. When you accept normal as destiny, you sign away the right to discover how extraordinary you can become. There is, however, a turning point available to every person, the moment you take ownership of your narrative. It often starts with a single decision that looks small on the surface: signing up for a course, waking up an hour earlier, saying no to an unhealthy relationship, applying for a position that stretches you. The power is not in the size of the act but in the shift of identity that accompanies it. By choosing challenge over comfort, you send a signal to your mind and to the world: I am no longer content with average. From that point forward, every action either reinforces or weakens that new standard. Consider the stories of people who reshaped entire industries. J.K. Rowling drafted Harry Potter chapters in cafes while living on government benefits. At 32, she was an unpublished, unemployed single mother. The odds could not have been less glamorous. Yet she refused the label of average struggling writer. She believed her story mattered, and she edited, refined, and submitted until publishers finally noticed what she had seen all along. Today, she inspires millions not because circumstances favored her, but because she kept acting like someone who was not born to be average. Or look at Colonel Harlan Sanders, who founded KFC in his 60s after a lifetime of job losses and failed ventures. He knocked on over 1,000 restaurant doors before receiving his first yes to license his chicken recipe. Most people his age retreat into resignation. He chose to knock again. That stubborn refusal to settle rewrote not only his final decades but the fast food industry worldwide. These outcomes are dramatic, yet their seeds are ordinary: a decision to keep moving when average whispers, stop. Science backs the transformative power of belief paired with effort. Studies on neuroplasticity show that our brains rewire throughout adulthood. Practicing a skill literally thickens neural pathways. The message is clear: daily action shapes ability more than any fixed talent you were born with. In other words, average isn't a permanent label, it is a temporary snapshot of your current habits. Change the habits, change the snapshot. Consistency becomes your sculptor. Still, the journey away from mediocrity is not a straight climb. You will meet plateaus where progress hides, critics who doubt your motives, and days when motivation dries up. Anticipate these winters of the spirit, they are part of every growth cycle. When motivation fades, discipline steps forward. You brush your teeth even when uninspired, because you built a habit. Apply the same principle to writing, training, coding, or studying. Show up at the appointed hour and finish the set, the paragraph, the lesson. By making excellence non-negotiable, you turn average days into building blocks of an exceptional future. Your circle of influence matters, too. Average loves company, so it surrounds itself with voices that normalize comfort and discourage ambition. Guard your mental environment as fiercely as you guard your data. Follow creators, thinkers, and friends who remind you what is possible. Schedule conversations with mentors, read biographies of people who defied statistics. Each inspiring interaction is a micro-investment that compounds into a more daring mindset. Then there is time, your most democratic resource. Every person, from intern to billionaire, awakens with 24 hours. The difference lies in allocation. Audit the next 7 days. Track how many hours leak into scrolling, gossip, or tasks that do not align with your larger goals. you will likely uncover hidden pockets of freedom. Reclaim them. Pour them into learning high-value skills, refining your craft, nurturing your body, and building relationships that elevate you. Consistent stewardship of time is how extraordinary results sneak up on the world. One misunderstood truth is that excellence is as lonely as it is fulfilling. Standards that set you apart will also set you at odds with those who prefer the familiar version of you. Prepare for the friction: friends who tease your new routines, relatives who worry you are chasing illusions, colleagues who feel threatened by your growth. Understand their resistance, but do not internalize it. Their doubts are mirrors reflecting their own fears, not verdicts on your potential. Respect their perspective, yet keep your eyes on the horizon you have chosen. Along this path, celebrate progress aloud. Keep a not-average journal where you log wins of every size: finishing a book, hitting a workout milestone, nailing a presentation. These entries build a catalog of evidence against self-doubt. When setbacks strike, and they will, revisit those pages to remember how far you have traveled. Progress is rarely loud in real time, it is cumulative, revealed by the distance between who you were and who you are becoming. Eventually, momentum blossoms. What once felt impossible becomes routine, goals that seemed ambitious transform into warm-up laps. People start to ask for your advice, to cite your name in rooms you have never entered. That is the echo of excellence, and it begins with choosing not to be average on a nondescript Tuesday afternoon. But this story is not a finished arc, it is an ongoing draft. Greatness is a practice, not a checkpoint. The moment you grow satisfied with yesterday's elevation, you risk drifting back toward the middle. Keep resetting the bar. When you master one skill, apprentice yourself to another. Turn acquired wisdom into service, mentor newcomers, create tools, solve problems beyond your personal gain. Purpose multiplies when shared. If you ever feel overwhelmed by the distance between where you are and where you aim to be, narrow the focus to the next small, courageous act. Introduce yourself to a potential collaborator, record the first minute of a podcast, enroll in that certification course, run just one more block. Small deeds, done daily, will outpace occasional bursts of heroic effort. Average crumbles under the weight of unwavering consistency. So, as the day ends and the world settles into routine, choose differently. Walk the extra kilometer, write the extra paragraph, ask the uncomfortable question, refuse the easy exit. Make decisions that your future self will applaud. This is not about ego or superiority, it is about honoring the unique blend of experiences, talents, and dreams that only you possess.